adjust your dials. You are not seeing things. It is Friday, July 31st, and Bette Midler is my co-host today.
I'm Regis. A dream come true.
Regis, you look gorgeous.
Thank you. So happy to be here in this chair. I can't imagine. I've never hosted anything. I mean, I'm just beside myself with glee and terror.
We are beside ourselves here, and for a long time I kept saying, I know that this is some scary episode of Punk'd where they're going to say, we're just kidding, we don't have a host for you today. We lied to you about Bette coming, and this is a big thrill for all of us.
Thank you very much.
I told you I went out last night with a table of about 12 boys, and every single one of them, every single one went to your show in Las Vegas and said it was the greatest show they had ever seen.
Oh, that's great. That's fabulous. It's a good show. It's a really...
You must love it.
You know what? I'll tell you something. I do. I love the show. Actually doing the shows, it's a little bit Groundhog Day, you know. Every day is very much like the day before.
Right.
But the shows are great, and the kids are great, and we try to keep everything lively and keep them interested. And when we just finished our 100th show.
Oh,
we did 100 shows.
Wow.
We did 100 shows. It's great. It's me.
Vegas is like... when I think of Vegas, I think of you. Like, I think, like, we should see your face just in lights. Just like one of those big light monuments of Bette Midler.
Well, you know, it's an extraordinary town. They're really into what it is that they do, and they try so hard to give people, like, the best entertainment experience they possibly can have. They go all out, and all the Cirques are there, you know, and Donnie and Marie are there, and George Wallace, who I've become fast friends with. George Wallace is, you know, George Wallace, the comic. I've been to see his show twice. I probably go to see his show. He's a stand-up comic.
He's a great guy.
So hilarious, and I love him so. And he's come to see my show, so now we're like buds.
Yeah.
And it's just great. I've made a lot of friends.
Do you ever go out like in a cocktail dress and sit in like an old lounge like they have there?
I do.
It's glamorous, right?
It's very glamorous. I sat in Marilyn's booth at the Golden Steer. Actually, that's one of the things we do. Some friends and I, we always look for old Vegas, because you know, old Vegas is something that's sort of burnt on your brain, and you're always saying, they'll be here, they'll be here. They're just over the corner, you know, around the corner. So yes, we go to see. I go downtown all the time. All the time.
I got married in Vegas.
Did you? So did I.
You did?
I did.
Did you elope?
No, yeah, I eloped. Well, I can't exactly call it eloping. My mom and dad didn't say, don't you marry that man. I mean, we just...
Oh, really?
We got in, we knew each other like 4 weeks, and we ran off we were married by an Elvis impersonator.
Oh, my God.
Yes, it was the same week, a whole bunch of people got married. Madonna got married, Sally Field got married. I mean, it was like 6 people, 6 women, all the same, in the same arena got married, and they're all divorced, except me. It's 25 years.
25 years. That's really impressive.
Thank you very much.
I mean, because especially like you go in show business, it's so fleeting. It doesn't really last. It never seems to last. And I always get, I don't know about you, but I get sad when people get divorced.
I really get upset.
Yeah.
I get upset. I feel, I don't mind if they don't have kids, but if they have kids, I always like go, oh.
Yes, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I've been married for 13 years, so I think maybe there's something to the Vegas wedding. Maybe it's lucky. I mean, you always think that it falls apart, but I feel like, you know, I'm more committed to it.
I have to tell you, we ran out of the, we had our own music, we brought our own music, we walked down the aisle to the Juliet of the Spirits, a tape of Juliet of the Spirits, which is a kind of an odd movie, an old Italian movie.
Wait, which chapel? Which chapel?
Starlight Wedding Chapel.
Oh.
And we ran out without getting our wedding pictures, and they arrived last year.
No, stop.
I'm not lying.
Stop.
The guy said, we got a lovely little note from the man who married us. He says, I married you many years ago, and you didn't take your pictures, and we're closing the chapel. We're closing the chapel, and I wanted you to have these. So those are my only wedding pictures. Those are my only wedding pictures. I have bright red hair, and I'm wearing the single most hideous dress I mean, it's so ugly. It's like, what was I thinking? I still have it.
Oh, let me adjust it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, no, that's part of it.
Oh, okay. All right. I just want to... Listen, if you've got it, flaunt it. As you can see, I have so much. It's up to my neck.
But the ruffles really do help.
It enhances what's not there. No, but we got our wedding. I always brag about my wedding because it cost $200, including airfare. And yeah, it was a special. And they said, would you like to get a videotape? And the videotape was $25 extra. And my husband says, no, we don't need the videotape. And I'm like thinking, well, I kind of would like a video memento. And he said, no, we don't need that. And they said, how about some flowers for the bride? He goes, she doesn't need that. So I'm standing there, and I'm standing there thinking, okay, well, I guess we really wanted to stay right at our $200 budget. So we walked down the aisle, and as a Chapel of the Bells, the aisle is so short that the organ player, who was also our witness, played the wedding march, and it went just like this. Dun, dun, dun. I was there. And inexplicably, I held my hands like this, even though I didn't have flowers. But I didn't know what to do with my hands. So I put my hands like this, and then after we were married, the lady who was the organ player goes, here you go, honey. It's a cassette in case he tries to deny it in the morning. So it was like, we have an audio cassette of our wedding vows.
I do.
I do. Right. I do. It could be any two people.
I do. That's funny.
So now, how old's your daughter?
My daughter,
like a grown-up now.
My God, she's all grown up. She graduated college. Oh, that was great. She graduated college and she went off to China. She speaks Mandarin, and she wanted to speak Mandarin better. So she went off to China. She took a job in China for 6 months, and she got done with that. We met her. We wanted to meet her, and she wanted to walk through Japan. She wanted to trek through Japan. So I said, we want to see you. We hadn't seen her in 6 months, so we flew to Japan because it was cherry blossom time, and I wanted to see the trees. And you know, I have tree mania. So we went to.
You are very involved.
I am a tree. I'm
the parks
Jeanette
of the city.
Appleseed. I'm nutty as a fruitcake. And so we went to the cherry blossom time, and we had never seen it before, and it was extraordinary. You know, the Japanese gave Washington in 1912 3,000 cherry trees, and so they have like a cherry blossom festival every year. Right. So I said, well, we're in New York. We're a better town than them. We should have 3,001. Right. So I have been planting cherry trees for about maybe 4 years. We've planted close to 425 trees. Yep. We're on our way. We're in the Million Tree initiative with Mayor Bloomberg, and we have planted so far 250,000 trees.
Oh my gosh, it's so great.
Here in New York.
New York needs them too.
Yeah, we do.
You do a lot. I really appreciate it.
We do.
Let me ask you about your daughter now. There's an article in the paper. Were you mushy? Do you kiss her, hug her, lots of hugs and kisses?
Lots of hugs and kisses. Yeah, lots of hugs and kisses.
Me too. Like, I feel like I almost suffocate my children with hugs. I mean, like, my 12-year-old actually said to me, Mom, we need to see other people.
I can't breathe.
But parents are saying now that they kiss and hug their children an average of 6 times a day, and the percentage who say they show more affection than their parents showed them, 84% of dads say they show their kids more affection than their parents, and 78% of moms.
Well, I think it's a good thing. How could it be bad?
No, it's very good.
To express love. I mean, so many people feel so neglected. I mean, well, it's a psychological wound not to be hugged and kissed. I think it's part of being a human being. Yeah. All animals sort of nurture their kids, don't they?
That's
all
right.
animals.
Yeah.
They all hug and kiss. They all nuzzle, and they all... So why shouldn't we?
No, I agree. But it's funny. It's like there are certain generations where, you know, if you ask your father's father, I'm sure his dad never hugged him.
I can tell you the truth. I used to say to my dad, why don't you ever give us, you know, my mother used to say, why don't you ever tell me you love me? I mean, it was like, ooh. Oh, boy. And it's painful. It's very, very painful. It's a bad
generation.
It's a different generation, and I think it's better. I really do. On the other hand, having said that, an expression I adore, having said that, having said that, there is such a thing as smothering a kid, and there are helicopter parents who hover incessantly over their kids and don't. And I happen to be.
I have no idea what you mean.
I'm sorry to say. Oh, really? I'm so glad you don't know what I mean.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because when they expressed that, when they made that, that expression came into the public consciousness, I said, oh my God, they've been watching, they've been reading my mail, you know, because my husband and I we're like that, you know, and my poor kid, I mean, God bless her, she moved to China. Tough. She moved to China. How much further could she get?
I know, I was thinking, if I was your kid, I would be like a hovering child. I wouldn't leave Vegas.
Well, she does love her Vegas, I have to say. She does love her some Vegas. But you know, what's so interesting about her is that I don't know where she gets this from. She trekked through Vegas by herself, met friends, went to the Uyghurs. You know, the Uyghurs who were in the news recently, and they had that big fight with the Han.
Yes.
Then she went down to Jakarta, where they blew up the building.
Saw that.
She wasn't in the building at that time, but she was in the area just recently.
Right.
Then she came back and then she jumped out of a plane.
Well,
she skydived. Now, okay. I said, I can't believe you're going to do that. I can't do. You can't do that. You can't do that. Right. And you know, I mean, I really turned ash, and I was terrified. Well, her whole life has been very much, and I don't know where she gets it from, because I really...
But how can you say that? You are one of the most fearless women in the industry.
Oh, no, I'm the biggest I'm terrified of everything. My mother made sure, you're scared. You're scared. You're gonna be scared.
We had the same mother.
Yes.
I don't mean that, Mom. I hope you're not watching this. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so starstruck.
I'm terrified.
My mother, when we went to the Six Flags years ago. This is years and years ago. Not Six Flags. We went to like a local, like one of the And so I wanted to go on a roller coaster. She goes, "Don't do that. You'll get your hair stuck in the track and it'll rip your head off." And so I was like, I can't. My friends are like, "Come on, Kelly," and I'm like, "You shouldn't go up there. You'll get your hair stuck in a track and it will rip your head off." It happens. My mom knows a person.
I have to say, that's hilarious. That's way worse. That's way worse than my mother.
She's gonna kill me for saying this. You didn't even hear this.
But I was scared of everything. Yeah. It was bred into me to be afraid of everything. So I mean now people are texting in their cars while they're driving. So now I'm scared of that too.
You're right. That's a bit wild. You should be scared of that, because that is dangerous. Yeah. Because I'm a runner, and when I run and if I'm out of the city and I'm running down the street, I can tell that cars really, I'm like, do they see me coming? I'm coming right towards them. I can see they're texting, you know, and I've got to leap into the trees to avoid getting hit.
Yeah. Very
Are you afraid of the internet?
I am not afraid of the internet. I don't do the really bad things on the internet. I have to say, I'm very, very good about.
You don't videotape yourself and put nude photos of yourself out there?
No. You can get into real trouble with that. I don't read any of the stuff about myself. I do have a website that I look at and that I keep up, and I have a little section on where I answer people's letters. Ask Soph. I answer them as Soph.
Oh, no kidding.
As my character. And that's very funny. And that's a lot of fun. But the internet, you know, I'm not great at it, but I think it's such a tool. I mean, it's such a brilliant tool. You can learn anything. I learned how to bake bread without kneading. I learned how to make kimchi.
I heard that you made kimchi.
I made kimchi. My husband and I made kimchi. Now, some of you might say, what the hell is kimchi? Is pickled cabbage. It's a Korean dish. It's extremely hot, but it's fantastic. And if you like hot food, it's like the new food.
But do you have to be a good chef to make kimchi?
Kimchi, cabbage, pepper, salt. Cabbage, pepper, salt. Cabbage, pepper, salt in layers. Put it in a Tupperware. It's in a Tupperware. You put the Tupperware thing. You put it away for a couple of months. That stuff is great. Oh, there's garlic in it too. I forgot to tell you the part about the garlic.
And garlic.
You do reek. I have to say, you do reek. It's
I don't mind reeking.
But it's fantastic. I don't mind reeking
on the weekends.
25 years, who cares?
Yeah.
You know.
It's so fun. My husband actually said to me the other day, we were having like this argument, and he goes, "Well, you smelled like garlic for 2 days after you ate that pizza, and I didn't tell you." And I said, "I would hope that you would tell me if I smelled like garlic for 2 days, since I host a talk show and I talk at people."
You don't, but you're not talking at people.
That's what he said. That's what he said. But you know, if you're reeking,
well, sometimes it comes out of your pores.
You don't want that to happen. Well, I don't know. All right, we've got a big show today. Adam Sandler's here from Funny People.